On this episode of Walk the Plank, we take you to Egypt to dig up some ancient cursed artifacts and see what happens.
Good way to go to Egypt, too. Just take cameras. You don't even have to fly there.
No.
Just watch a movie.
That's it. Or if you want to be safer, we'll just take you behind the scenes of tonight's episode of Dead and Buried Treasures, where you host the Ghoul.
It's going to be a good one, too, folks.
Mm-hmm.
This is a clean print, too. I've never seen. I never saw this movie till recently.
Mm-hmm.
This is Karloff's. I don't think it's Boris Karloff's first work.
No.
But it's early stuff, though.
Yep. So all that and more coming up next. Stick around. Welcome to Walk the Plank, the Dead and Buried Treasures pre-show. I'm your host, Rich Kanji, and to my
good
right,
host you are.
Oh, thank you. To my right is series creator, star actor, Bengals fan, and not the football team either. I'm talking about Bengals.
Basically, the guy to blame.
The 80s music group that sung "Walk Like an Egyptian." Eric Sprouse.
Walk like an Egyptian.
Yeah, see, that's going to tie into that.
If we could use the music in the episode tonight, because this is all about Egypt.
It is. That's why I said
perfect.
It. Yeah.
What was the name of the Gloria Estefan? That's who. We could have got her on the show. Mm-hmm. Wasn't she the Miami Sound Machine that did Walk Like an Egyptian?
No, that was the Bengals.
Wasn't Gloria Estefan on that? Or wasn't she the lead singer though?
I don't think so.
Hey, call in and let us know the answer to that, like in a break. I could have. Gloria Estefan.
She started on the Bengals?
I thought so. Walk like an Egyptian. Yeah.
How about that?
And then she started out with the Bengals. Yeah. Walk like an Egyptian. Right?
No, I don't think so.
All right. No?
Miami Time Machine.
Oh, I guess I have them crisscrossed.
Time Machine?
Miami Time Machine.
It's Sound Machine.
Sound Machine.
Whoops. I'm going to go back.
Let's keep going because this is good stuff. I want somebody to call in and tell me an answer to that. Did Gloria Estefan sing Walk Like an Egyptian? I thought she did. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, I'm sorry. Go back to your thing. More sure. Me.
Yeah, more you. So this just turned into an 80s music trivia show.
Turn back the clock.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm pretty sure because I know my 80s stuff. So if I'm wrong,
I'm going to look it up in a break.
Yeah.
All right. I'll use that and I'll let you know at the end of the show.
Okay.
It's not if nobody calls in about that.
All right. So, wow. This one's actually not about the 80s.
Well, this had to hit the fan early, didn't it?
Did.
Oh, live TV. Okay. Go ahead, Rich. I'm sorry. I want to hear the answer to that, though.
Yeah. So tonight's episode is featuring the Ghoul with Boris Karloff.
Yes. Oh, and it's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And as usual, this ties into your Dead and Buried Treasures show, which has an Egyptian theme.
Yep.
So tell us a little bit about the Ghoul before we get into that.
This is one of Karloff's early works. And a lot of people don't. There are a lot of people who don't know who Boris Karloff is. He's a legend in the horror industry, in Hollywood, really. He's got his name on the Walk of Fame, obviously. But whenever you look at the Mummy, or a picture of the Mummy, or a poster of the Mummy, or Frankenstein,
it's most likely him.
It's him. It's his likeness that made those successful because he played both characters and brought them both literally to life.
Mm-hmm.
But this was a year beforehand. This was 1932. This was 12 years will be the 100th anniversary.
Wow.
If you think about it.
That.
But this was 1932, and it was a year before he did The Mummy. And they did a movie called The Ghoul. It's about an Egyptologist who dies and is when he's resurrected by those who violated his tomb. He takes vengeance out. I don't know what's that all about. Why was everybody, if you violate somebody's tomb, they're always taking vengeance? I'm going to get you guys. You kids stay off my lawn.
And it's because nobody likes to be violated.
But that's essentially what it's about. So Karloff didn't, at least.
Right.
So,
So that's where the curse comes in.
Yeah. So that's what the movie is tonight, and it's a great movie. It's a clean print. You know, a little background about this film first that you had mentioned is they lost this movie for like 50 years.
Yeah.
And then they found it in some British back room on a movie set that they had abandoned and like walled over. They found a clean print.
Yeah.
A clean print of this film.
It was shocking because when I sent you a link for that, I honestly I didn't believe that this was the actual movie. I thought it was a remake.
Right.
Because it was in such a high def picture quality to it that I honestly had to actually watch at least a good quarter of it until I realized that really is Boris Karloff.
Yeah.
This really is the movie. Like I was very shocked to see, and I didn't understand it, and then you told me. So,
yeah. So if you
that's some
horror
interesting facts.
enthusiasts out there that like that kind of stuff, this is a nice clean print we're doing tonight. So it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm excited for this. And you know, as I said before, usually this always ties into your storylines of Dead and Buried Treasures, whether they're standalone or whether they're part of the main story that's going on there.
Well, you know, the nice thing too, and I want to say this too tonight, is we have a sponsor tonight, the Carnegie Science Center over in Pittsburgh.
Yes.
Who's got the Mummy exhibit through mid-April. That's why we're hosting this movie tonight. So we want to say hi to them. Thanks to they've been a big help, taking us on tours the whole place, getting us over there with cameras, and our DBT cameras.
Yeah.
We want to call it WDBT, like the after show.
Yeah.
The WDBT cameras are getting in and showing some footage of the Mummy exhibit. So we tied it all together. We have like a mummy, kind of a mummy movie. We don't have the rights to the mummy, obviously. It's,
Right. So this is the next best thing.
Right. We have like a mummy movie. We have an Egyptologist. It all ties into the show.
Right.
And I'm sure we have a special guest tonight that'll tell you the Carnegie Science Center is tied into the show too. But your guest tonight will tell you a little bit more about how it all works
because
together.
she is a huge fan of the Egypt culture and mythology.
And you know her, I think.
I do. I'm married to her. But
Which is always a benefit, right?
it is. And
Just suck up points in now. Especially since she's over in the green room. And
I know,
she's
she's
like,
waiting
listening
to
the
come
whole
on,
thing
she's
right
like,
now, you better say something good.
Yeah.
I ain't coming out there. I'll screw your whole show.
We don't need you
She's
to screw
looking now.
this.
You can't see. We have a green room camera. She's over here looking at it. She's giving us the live like,
Yeah.
like that.
The shot's on you. We don't need you to screw this show. That's what we got him
That's
here
right.
for.
He'll screw himself. So tonight's gonna be a lot of fun. We got all kinds of mummy stuff. We've never done a mummy movie or mummy theme of any kind on the show yet.
Right.
So this is gonna be a new thing for us.
It's gonna be awesome.
Yep.
And you know, speaking of female character, your last show where you hosted The Long Hair of Death,
Right.
had a new female character
Yeah.
that you brought on, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about Adriana.
Well, we had a lot of good feedback from the last show, which was we hosted The Long Hair of Death with Barbara Steele. I'm a big fan of Barbara Steele movies, and it was neat because the movie was a little slow. I mean, if you watch the movie, if you need an explosion or a death every 5 minutes, it wasn't a few. It was very just creepy and scenic, like you know, and it was that kind of thing. But it was a woman power movie because in the end, you know, the dude behind everything, he gets his comeuppance from the women.
Yeah,
You know, and
yeah.
so I loved it because it was like a theme of what our climate is now in the world.
Right.
So somebody had said, well, why don't you have something tie in with on the show like, and I said, okay. So we had like a generational gap kind of thing where Captain Drake has to babysit his niece. And so we got her on the show, and I knew a young lady. I've known her ever since I was holding her like this. Her name's Adriana Bradley, and she guest starred on the show as my niece, and it was a lot of fun. In fact, if you look at some of these behind-the-scenes photos that we have, yeah, there it is. We shot a lot in her home, and you know, we could. The nice thing about the 21st century is we can take cameras wherever we want to go. We don't have to shoot everything in a studio. So we have a portable green screen, a couple of cameras, a couple of lights, and boom, we have instant movie magic in her home. And we shot this. We actually set up a green screen in her mom's living room that she was real happy about. I heard about for quite a bit. But yeah, that's how we worked it out. She was on the show, had a lot of great feedback. She had a lot of fun on the show. We even had phone calls for her. So it all worked out in the end. That was a lot of fun.
Wow. Eric just all of a sudden got more attractive
Thank you.
through the miracle of television. I was able to perform some magic and.
Hey, I'm still attractive.
Uh-oh.
Look what you've done.
Yep. So with me tonight is a
Your
very
wife.
special guest. Yep, my wife. Don't screw this up. You know her as Gertie. Dana Messino Kanji is here to answer some questions that we've put together and that people on Facebook is asking.
The fans want to know.
They do want to know. So this is a big episode for you, of course.
It is.
Huge episode.
Very,
Now,
very
you've been in a lot of episodes, but this one is big. You got a big part in this.
This might be my favorite.
Yeah, I think so. So we'll get into some questions real quick. We do have one from Facebook. Kevin from Facebook actually asked, how did you get your start on Dead and Buried Treasures?
So this was a great story. Eric and I met through our mutual friend, a family friend of mine, Fury Mastracci. He's a producer on the show, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we all
it's
kind of
good
met.
times.
That's how we all met him.
At a party,
Yeah.
actually. Fury's birthday.
And the rest was history.
It was history. We clicked.
Yeah.
We had some food, we had some drinks, and he told me about the show, and I thought, you know what, this would be so much fun. He was like, I can write something really cool. And it took off.
Yeah. So speaking of which, tell us about your acting background.
Oh, you know, I've been involved in a lot of theater behind the scenes, and actually, I have to say, a lot of public speaking as far as training goes, career-wise, but it's always been something I wanted to get into, so this was a good opportunity.
Mm-hmm. And then how was it to work with Eric?
I love Eric. Eric's the best. He's laughing at me right now. But I'm telling the truth.
You just want a bigger part.
Yeah.
More scenes. Eric is wonderful. He makes everything so easy for me. We have kids at home. We have busy schedules. Eric comes to the house. He sets up the scene. He writes me great lines, great parts, puts up the green screen. He makes it such a fun experience that it's a good time. I look forward to it for fun.
And tonight's movie is The Ghoul, of course, as we said, and you have a prominent role in that. So go ahead, tell us about that.
Oh, okay. So I am a huge fan of Egyptology. This was right up my alley. When Eric told me about this movie, I thought, oh my gosh, what's he going to write me? This is so exciting because I get to play a character who kind of gets involved in some things with Egyptian funsies, we'll call them. And a lot of people don't realize that there is a character that I get to play that is based off of a real life character, a princess, in fact. So that kind of history for me, it's just near and dear to my heart. I am lucky enough to have the world's best husband who dedicated our entire bedroom to my favorite Egyptian kings and pharaohs and queens, and I rock the jewelry, which I'm going to show off tonight.
Yeah, you get to be all decked out in all your
the
Egyptian
scarabs.
gear. Yeah.
Yes, so this was just such a fun opportunity. I think it's going to be my absolute favorite.
Yeah, definitely. I'm excited to see it. So, but I know a lot of people have asked me this, being on the show, doing the host of the show. So I'm going to ask you, embarrassing moments. Any embarrassing moments or bloopers since you've been on quite a bit?
I do not embarrass easily.
No,
I don't. Bloopers, so many. So many.
So anyone particular?
Yes. You remember that time I shot you in the face?
Yeah.
It was the best blooper I ever had. I mean,
So
Eric couldn't keep a straight face.
yeah, it didn't technically shoot me in the face.
I
but
kinda shot
Let's
you.
roll that clip right now.
Yeah.
Yes! I'm always up for watching that again.
Yeah, because it was in the anniversary episode
Yes.
where I play the bad guy, and Eric's character, Captain Calico Drake, is holding the gun at me, but it's your hand.
Yes. And I can't get it right. And you know, and Eric is wonderful with direction, but I cannot always follow directions. So he's like, hold the gun this way, and I'm doing it. And he's like, slowly move it down. And I go, click.
Yeah, and she just pulls the trigger. So yeah, I'm never putting a gun in your hand.
No.
So lastly, I gotta ask, What's the best part about playing Gertie?
There are so many. I'd have you guys here all night. Gertie is such a fun character. She gets to be the sassy, kind of trying to keep everybody in check, but pretty and fun, and the wine. Hello, like the wine. Who doesn't want to have wine at work? Not that I'm actually drinking while at work. It is grape juice.
But that is your favorite part, though. I mean, that you kind of brought that character to life with the wine, like with the wine bottles. I mean, that's you.
Because I love grape juice.
Yeah. You love
I drink
grape
it all
juice.
the time.
Here's your grape juice.
Yeah.
Thought you might need some extra grape juice.
It's getting low.
Oh wait, this is empty. I'm sorry.
Yeah. There you go. So there you have it. Well, it's been fun, and I can't wait to watch tonight's episode. This is going to be awesome. So thank you for being on.
Thank you for having me. This was great.
Yeah, this
I
was.
can't wait.
They're probably going to want more of you on here, so sorry, Eric. You're probably going to be out.
I'm out of a job.
Yeah, it's the Rich and Gertie show now.
Oh my gosh, I can hear it now.
Wow.
Fans out there, write in and say you want Gertie back.
The studio techs would love it.
Yeah.
Gertie fan club.
So
Gertie artwork and statue.
there's coming. So thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
You said earlier you brought a clip for us.
I did.
Behind the scenes?
I brought a clip. I can't wait for you guys to see it. I think you're gonna love it.
Yeah. So here you go. Behind the scenes clip of Gertie in action.
Yes,
along with
Gertie
green
in action.
screen. So you get it. You get to see it here first, folks.
Play it now.
Play it. You got
And there.
When you walk in, you're looking down at me, lowering this, like you just knew. Maybe just get one of these at the end, like, so you know that it's cleaned out, so we know that you did it.
Mm-hmm.
You say, you're correct, Captain. After all, you are the star of the show, but you're essential to my plan.
I say the whole thing looking down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Perfect. And your last line. This is not negotiable, Calico. Make it happen. Action.
This is not negotiable, Calico. Make it happen.
Okay.
Well, that was. Oh, you're back.
I know, right?
Damn.
But that was a kind of an interesting segue. But that was a lot of fun doing the behind the scenes stuff. That's actually coming up tonight's episode.
Mm-hmm.
The nice thing about that is you get to take a look at it green screen, like what it really looks like in your living room, or Dana's living room, because everybody's like, oh wow, you're not on a pirate ship? No. You don't have these backgrounds? No. It's all one. We said it before, 100% of the show is a special effect.
That's right.
Yep.
That's why it's so good.
So that was really neat. And
Yeah.
you did a good job on shooting that too when we're working with the missus.
Yeah,
Thanks. That was good stuff.
Yeah, she did a great job.
Yeah.
She's a natural.
Yeah, she's really good at what she does. That's why I like her on the show. And
Mm-hmm.
she's so well spoken. Mm-hmm. She's very clear. She's very concise. I've worked with a lot of actresses out there that have that mush mouth. Where it's
Right.
like, oh, it's like they talk like rock.
I was going to say, it's not like Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, but she's very on point. I like that.
It's good. Keep talking her up. This way it's just more bonus points for me.
That's right. Well, she said when we started doing the show tonight, she says, well, we're going to do a new episode, and we walk the plank, new after show. Let's get some wine out.
There you go.
All right.
There you
the
go.
grape juice, the kind she promotes on the show.
Yeah. So, moving us right along, because we're flying through here.
Yeah,
we're
we gotta get some
cram a
phone
lot
calls.
in here. We do got to get phone calls, because
Yeah.
that is your favorite part.
It
of
is.
the
I
segment.
love talking to the fans.
Yes. And we do have some people lined up here.
Hey, and I know Gertie's in the green room watching this.
Mm-hmm.
If there's a phone call about you on here tonight, you're gonna have to come answer.
You got to come back.
Okay.
All right.
All
I'll
right.
run in.
So our first caller is
Love it.
from Bethel Park, my personal favorite. He's
Oh, right here.
He's called before.
Yep.
David.
Oh, it's David. I was
It's
gonna say
David.
Collins and Charlotte.
Collins and
couple
Charlotte. He's
regulars.
another regular, but David.
Oh,
See,
David's-
I got your name right this time.
The queue's full again.
Yes.
So I knew David's in there somewhere.
David's in there.
David, how are you tonight?
Hey guys.
Hey, David.
David.
Yep.
Again from Bethel Park. I called in a couple weeks ago, and I know this might be kind of like out of date, time, but I do have questions about the anniversary show that you guys did, and I think that Dirty Gertie looks fabulous in her dress,
Yep.
and I want to know what she was wearing, and also. Rich was awesome, like that suit that he wore, very
Thank you.
handsome.
Thank you.
You know, and Drake, you always look good, Eric. You know, you always look good in that pirate costume. But I just wanted to say, you did a fabulous job in that anniversary show. I really took it in and appreciate it. I can't wait to see what you're doing in the future for your upcoming season, you know, your second season of shows. And I want to know, we'll see more to Siren, you know, maybe see what she looks like. I know you're like teasing me, but I want to know what she looks like. And I just really think that you guys are doing great.
Well, thank you, David.
Thank you, David.
Appreciate
Also,
it.
I want to say, sorry to interrupt you, but also I just want to say that, you know, I introduced it to my cousins and everything, and now we all watch the show together.
Oh, very good.
And it's just awesome. Awesome. Awesome sauce.
Yeah, we need a little awesome sauce once in a while. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, David. And
Like the feedback.
you know,
It's a Venetia dress.
there you go. It's a Venetia dress.
There you go. Now you know
There
the
you-
dress she wore.
How about that?
I wanted to hear David. You still there?
No, yeah.
I wanted to hear what he thought about the last show. He was talking
I'm
at
sure
the
I'll call
anniversary
back.
show.
I'll call back. He
Yeah.
is now my favorite fan.
That's because
So-
he's like, and of course, Rich, you look sexy in your suit.
Yeah, you're our number one fan now. So send him a Calico Drake statue, will you?
Send your fan mail to
Yeah.
rich@bighead.com.
Yeah, and we'll send you a Calico Drake Dakota statue.
That's right, there you go.
Because you've just made the top list of fans here, buddy. Thank you for calling, David, as always.
Yeah, thanks, David. Appreciate it.
So let's go to Bell Vernon with
okay.
with Bill.
Got our CUTV audience. What's going on in Bell Vernon?
Hey, this is Bill from Belburn.
Hi, Bill.
I called in not so long ago to the after show, and you had mentioned at that time about Robert Conrad being a big influence in the show, and like the Wild Wild West, and how he based like some of the themes or where you're going with the mythology on that show. So, in light of Robert's passing, Robert Conrad, he passed away. I wanted to know if you had a few words about him. I know he did Black Sheep, Black Sheep Squadron, and other shows. He did like the commercials where he had the battery on his shoulder, the battery, and he's like, "Hey, punch this." He's like a tough guy like you, Eric.
I do. I remember those. I remember
I
those
just wanted
spots.
to know how does that impact how you feel about that, and just want to pay respects. By the way, I love the show, love the direction it's going in with the whole mythology. I just want to know if you want to have a few words about Robert.
I did. Bill, I appreciate that. Thanks for the call. Robert Conrad was not an influence on the creation of Dead and Buried Treasures, but he was an influence on that particular episode because I kind of, they say imitation is the sincerest form of flattery.
Yeah.
So there was an episode of the old Wild Wild West show where I can't remember exactly what happens. I have to review it again, but Jim West, wakes up and he's like a James Bond in the 1800s. It's the case for those who have never seen the show. He wakes up and he goes through this whole thing, and it turns out the whole thing was made and faked, and so that's kind of what happens with the show. So it's a sad thing that he passed. I knew, believe it or not, I actually knew the creator of Baba Black Sheep. Bill had mentioned Baba Black Sheep, which is Robert Conrad's next show after this. Donald Belisario is from the area. He actually grew up in Kochberg, and I had talked to him a couple of times. And he's gone on to magnificent stuff. He created Battlestar Galactica, and Magnum PI, and Quantum Leap, and all these big shows.
Some of my favorites right there.
He does the one with Mark Harmon now.
Is it like
NCIS
NCIS? I think it might be.
Yeah,
One
yeah.
of the CISs.
He does a lot of that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
and it's amazing, how Robert Conrad affected a lot of people's lives, especially in the pop culture industry, and he just doesn't get the credit that he really deserves. So it was a really nice salute to Robert Conrad.
Yeah, definitely.
Had a good time with that.
Let's head to Bethel Park.
Bethel Park again. All right, we're in the hometown area,
Yep.
right? Our flagship station.
We have Johnny from Bethel Park.
Johnny,
Yep.
how you doing tonight?
Eric, good evening.
Good evening.
Johnny Mariano, Bethel Park. We met at the Bethel Park TV Awards banquet in December.
Oh yeah.
I'm watching your show now.
Oh, thank you.
I also sent you a message on Facebook. Great, fantastic show. Happy anniversary.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Take care. Bye.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you, Johnny. I appreciate the feedback. That was nice. Yeah, I bumped into him at the BPTV Awards at the end of last year around Christmas time, and Dead and Buried Treasures that time walked away with one of the best program awards that night. So that was kind of
awesome.
nice. That was nice to say we're award winning now.
Yeah, how about
it's kind
that?
of nice to say that.
That's very good.
Thanks
Congratulations.
for calling in, Johnny.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thank
it.
you.
Yep.
And we got time for one more caller here, and it is
It's got to be
Colin.
Colin.
Yes,
Yeah.
our man Colin. He is back. Welcome back, Colin.
How you doing, Colin?
Hey guys, it's Colin from Charlotte, long
Hey.
time caller. You probably remember me from, I asked a question before
Yep.
about
Yeah.
Kung Fu movies, right?
Kung
Yep.
Fu movies
Yep.
on your show.
Yep.
I don't mean to press the issue, but there's a movie
Not gonna let
called
it die.
Legend of the Seven Vampires, Legend of the Seven Golden Vampires,
Yes.
which was a Hammer film / Shaw Brothers co-production. So it had Peter Cushing in it, and
Gotta get that
also,
cough
some
looked at,
people,
Colin.
The Shaw Brothers made that movie with Hammer, and I didn't know if that was maybe copyrighted. I like Kung Fu, I like horror, but I mean I like what you do. You guys are good, but just wanted to put that out there for you. Didn't know if you were aware of it.
I have.
Thanks, Colin. Well,
You
you
know,
I
know,
know you said you never do a Kung Fu movie, but this is like a little different, so that's why I'm asking.
Right.
that's true.
Well,
I'm glad you asked because I'm with you on all that. I've said the same thing with him about some kung fu movies, and we talked last time you called. I believe we were talking about possible kaiju movies. So since you like that whole culture of kung fu, some kaiju mixed in, you might have Gamera showing up. But that's a great question. Is that movie public domain?
I did a little research back in January when we had some copyright issues with Count Dracula and his Vampire Bride. And I came across this particular film.
Oh, really?
It was called The Legend of the Seven Golden Vampires. And Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing were asked to come back and do this movie. Lee turned it down, flat. Cushing, however, stayed on board, and I think they actually kept his character, Van Helsing, going
Really?
in this particular film.
Wow.
But Lee couldn't do it. So I looked, it's public domain.
Well, there you
It
go.
is. It's actually public domain. So we might see what we can do in swinging this for you. I'm not the big on the Kung Fu stuff.
Yeah.
And I just don't. I know there's an appeal there, but everybody, there are people out there that says, "Why do you like Star Trek?" I'm like, I love Star Trek. Oh, I don't ever watch it, So I get that too. But I guess I'm gonna have to see what the appeal is. Now there is a way to use it on our show now because it has the horror theme,
Right.
And Peter Cushing,
Right.
And
So
if that's
there
the
you go.
case, then I think that'd be kind of fun.
Well, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Yeah.
Thank you, Colin. Thanks for everybody that called in. Thank you for our special guest tonight.
Half hour goes fast, doesn't it?
It does,
Jeez.
but we need to get to the Ghoul.
Yep.
And this
yep.
episode, so I
And
can't
it's
wait
gonna
to
start
watch
right
it.
here.
Yep. So
Get
stick
the wine
around.
ready. Here we go.
Or the grape juice.
Wine's ready.
There you go. So stick around. The Ghoul's coming up next.
All right,
That's
you
very
wrap it.
true.
I'm going to get some wine.
Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead and wrap it up. I'm enjoying the wine over here.
All right. Oh, the things I do for TV.
We'll see you next week, right?
Maybe. See you next week.
Man on a dead man's chest. Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum. Drink and the devil be done for the rest. Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum. The fight was faced by the possum's spike. Possum's brain with a morning spike, and a cookie stroll was mine.